Are you happy with the way that your property was managed by the TMO?
No, well, look, this goes to what Kim just said now. You were saying, oh, it's disgraceful that there were 3,000 plus repairs that were outstanding. Did those all appear since June, Mr. Taylor-Smith? Did they? How long has this backlog been going on? And where the hell was the council at those times? And Robert, the point I am making... The point I am making is I know damn well that Kim Taylor-Smith is pleased that these services are being transferred back, because what it looks like to the inquiry and to the police is that the KCTMO are saying we are the ones who are mainly to blame. Don't blame them, blame us, you know, and then this entity gets wound up once it's been blamed, and the council escapes scot-free. That's why I'm asking, did they encourage it? Because again, they are trying to manipulate the situation.
I think that's very helpful, because that wasn't clear. Obviously, what you're concerned about, and what obviously members of the public are concerned about, is the relationship of the breakup of the TMO in relation to responsibility and what the inquiry is at. And could I ask for a response to that?
So indeed, I mean, the TMO committee remains and is still open to scrutiny. So is the local authority. What we are dealing with here is a situation where we need to improve the level of housing service for residents. We need to do that, and we need to do that quickly. The TMO is not a vehicle for doing that. The MMA allows this to happen, and I think that we need to just get on with it and start improving the services for all our residents, and that's very, very important.
But to push Joe's question, which you haven't answered there, Doug, it's about responsibility and the inquiry and what this change of structure will do to the KCTMO and the Council in relation to responsibility.
So it remains. I thought I said that the committee, sorry, the board of the TMO remains, and it remains as it was before, and is open to the public inquiry and the investigation. They just won't be delivering any services.
Malcolm and then Catherine.
Sorry,
can you, Malcolm and then Catherine, you come back.
It's two questions prompted by the backlog of the 3,500 repairs. If we have taken over that responsibility as a council, who's going to pay for that? Now, specifically, the TMO must have assets and must have monies that it's collected from its tenants. So, based on that one specific question, who's going to pay for that? Second question, which you might not be able to answer fully tonight. It's a broader question, and the broader question is, in general, if we've taken over...
Who can't hear you, it's fundamental that they understand.
If we are going to take over the TMO, if we were in business and taking over another company, we would have to look at certainly 2P, and you've addressed 2P, and who's going to will employ all the people who work for the TMO. Will they still be employed by the TMO or by us? And that leads me to think about the liabilities and the assets of the TMO. Will we actually take over all the assets of the TMO and not the liabilities? If we do take over any liabilities, where are we going to get the money from to pay for those liabilities?
Sorry, apologies. We have people who are lay people who live in estates, and we don't understand all of this bureaucratic talk. For us, what's important is, now that the TMO is going to be gone, what does that mean for us? How is it that you are going to liaise with the services that are going to be taking over? Who is going to be taking over? And what that exactly means for us?
Jacqui, thank you.
No. I don't want to play with words, because a lot of this has gone over people's heads, because we are ordinary people.
Yeah.
And what we want to know is what that's going to mean for us.
So, Jacqui, can you sit there? Because I will take you as...
I don't want to sit there. What it is, all these people sitting here want to know, what is all this fancy talk going to mean practically for them?
That's very, very helpful.
I will sit here if it helps.
I'm going to ask for a response to Malcolm's question. Then I'm going to take Catherine's question, and then I'll take yours.
If it helps, I'll sit here. But all these people want to know, forget the fancy talk, What does that mean for us as
There's
residents?
not much I can do in this committee
Who can do
unless we
it?
can
No, but
get
who
the
can do it?
answer.
Well, who
This is
can
the
do it?
answer.
If you can't do
Jacqui.
it, who can?
Jacqui.
Who can? Very quick. Okay?
Jacqui.
Who's the TMO here?
I'm saying there's not much we can do unless you allow people to respond
No,
to the
no.
questions.
We don't. What it is, you're all doing your own responses. You're keeping your own. No. You're keeping your own agenda so you can talk and waste this time. We are not wasting this time. We have come out of our houses to understand exactly what does this mean for us as individuals and as tenants of Lancaster West.
Jacqui.
All this fancy talk going around this table is going right over our heads. What does that mean for us and our existence and our future as residents and members of the now defunct TMO?
Okay, so what it will mean is that the Lancaster West Neighbourhood Office will have full control of repairs, maintenance and all the other things.
Till when? Till you give us over to who?
Jacqui, you've asked...
He's speaking to me.
Yeah,
He's not speaking
no,
to you.
he's actually speaking to the whole of the committee.
Okay, you're speaking to the whole of the committee.
Jacqui, could you...
But you're addressing my question.
Jacqui, you want to
For
respond?
how long and who will you hand us over to and when will that happen? Because you all know, but we don't.
Okay, Jacqui, can I make it very clear? We've made it very clear at Lancaster West Neighbourhood Office. The residents will decide what their future landlord will be, and they will decide what structure that tenant, that resident and landlord relationship will be.
Well,
you know very well that the Lancaster West Office is designed to make sure that it is resident.
No, I know you. I know you, Steve Jacobs, are committed to that. The video that we got doesn't show that anybody else is committed to that. I have worked with you, and I know that you are willing to work with us, and you work with us leading it. But coming here, I've listened to people talking all this bureaucratic talk, which my people who live in social housing and work in ordinary jobs, and we are not your bureaucratic people, do not understand, and to this point we still don't know what it means for us. We work with you and we know that you have understood us, you have listened to our voice, and you are letting us lead. But the rest of these people are doing what they want, and we are not having it.
Thank you, that's very important, Jacqui. I mean, and that's great that Jacqui feels great trust in you.
It's not feels, he has proven that.
No, that's great, Jacqui.
Lancaster West, we trust in results.
Jacqui, okay, because what you then are asking is, you feel that in Lancaster West, how do we reciprocate that in the whole of the borough for other TMO residents? And I'd like to ask Barry if he'll answer that.
By keeping Steve and not getting rid of him like the government intends to.
That's very helpful.
They have invited me, the government have invited me on a panel to recruit somebody to take Steve's place. Now that things are working, they want to spoil it. They've done nothing that works so far in this recovery. The one thing that has started to make a difference, and now they want to change it. And we are challenging that. Okay, the dynamic is working. I didn't agree to work with anybody that you send. Okay, and you need Lancaster West on board. I agreed to work with Steve because Steve actually listens to my people. They can go into his office and knock his door, and his OBE isn't hanging over his head. You can still knock the door and talk to him
Jacqui.
like he's somebody. No, don't.
Jacqui,
This is our meeting, not yours. Okay, and that is why. And now they want me to recruit somebody to look at somebody else to take his post. Right, you've done everything in this recovery and it hasn't worked.
Well, if that
the
is
one thing that works, you now want to change. Check yourself before you wreck
Jacqui
yourself.
has been recruited to a committee to get rid of Steve and replace
Not a
him.
committee, because he's no and he's expensive,
Can we get an answer
they want to
to the
get rid of
question,
him.
Jacqui?
No, sorry. Look, we want all of the staff that we're recruiting to work like Steve, because we want listening people that listen to the tenants and the residents and the leaseholders, because we want what's happening in Lancaster West is only the very beginning of this. We want that to go throughout all of the housing that we have, and that's why we've brought Doug in, who's done this in 2 other London authorities, in order that we can actually change the whole climate and culture, the way in which this council has actually managed its stock, which has been in the last 20 years through a managing agent. That's not going to happen. If the tenants want it to happen in different places, the residents want that, then we'll go with that. But this has got to be a resident-led approach, not a council-led approach.
Right. Well, if it's resident-led, then Robert can't keep telling me to shut up, right, number one. And number two, we the residents are telling you we want him. Don't tell no one else, because it's starting to work. And like I said to you, I'm not going to be used to, you sent everyone, make a relationship with her because she's a gobby cow or whatever, right? And I made a relationship with him because he was real, because he didn't come with lies, he came real. So why is it you want to send someone else? Leave him where he is. It's starting to work. Your directive is working, your directive is working, and when we go back to the government, it will be working. So you tell the government, keep your hands off Steve. I know you can't have him forever, right? And you know what? And I hate to do this, because you work at ANC, and I'm supposed to hate you. But because of your innate people skills, there's nothing I can do but tell the truth. My mother always said, give Caesar what he is due, and that is what you are due. And in this refurb, you need to leave us and Steve alone, because us and Steve are working this out, and it is one of the few things that is working. Okay, and like I was going to write you a letter, I had my whole committee, and I was going to give it to the residents, but here I'm now to say it, leave Steve where he is for the time being. I know he's an OBE, I know he's expensive, but at least for the refurb. Okay?
So
Robert,
thank
you very much.
Okay, not at all, Jacqui.
I think he was murdered at the end, by the way.
I don't care if you don't want to stay, you're staying.
Thank you, Jacqui. So this is a good news story in the sense that obviously Jacqui, as chair of the Lancaster West Residents Association, representing her residents, feels very happy with Steve. How can we clone Steve and put him in other parts of our TMO estate?
I'm an identical twin, actually, to be frank with you.
So, I'm very grateful that Steve is here, and he's doing a really, really good job. I'm very proud of him, and so should you be. The issue for us is about building some longer-term stability at Lancaster West and getting in some permanent or at least longer-term staff, because I think there is an element of people coming and going that we just want to make sure that you've got people that are properly paid. That's why we want you involved and your other residents, and that's why we've still got Steve. Now, that isn't to say Steve...
2 weeks or a month.
No, it'll be a lot longer than that.
Well, if we're recruiting next week,
there will be...
then how long will that be? Let's be honest with all the people. If we're recruiting next week, it will be within a month that we have somebody else. So what I'm saying is, recruit that person, because obviously Steve can't stay forever. He is OBE, and you need him somewhere else. But what I'm saying is, recruit that person. But in the meantime, we need Steve. So if you recruit that person and they learn under Steve, that's fine, and we get to know them. But right now, the dynamic is working. If it isn't broke, don't fix it.
So it wasn't necessarily our intent for Steve to leave Lancaster West, but he has skills that we could
why am
use.
I recruiting for somebody else?
We could use his skills also across other areas.
No, we need him at Lancaster West. All right, that's the message. We need Steve at Lancaster
Your
West.
report says that you want to use Lancaster West to work out what you can replicate across the borough. So surely then you should leave Steve in post so that we can actually come up with something.
Right, he's done the work that you needed him to do, and usually your way is, once it started going, then we'll get a cheaper alternative and sort it out. But you know what? It's working. This is an unprecedented situation. As you see, you've thrown money all over the place in hotels and to people everywhere. It's been unprecedented finances, unprecedented thinking, and unprecedented action. This is one of those times that unprecedented action really needs to be called in.
I hear you very loud.
Sorry, can I just say, it's not just Steve, it's also the team he has personally recruited underneath him, because as a team they work fantastically well. And whenever you go into that office, the atmosphere is absolutely wonderful.
And they are so accessible, Judith.
Yes.
If you go there, whoever you are, whatever condition you're in, whatever state, whatever status you are, you You might not get the work done straight away. You still might have to come to one of us, but you can go in. And I'm happy to rein someone else in, model and shape somebody else, but not right now, while we're in this
Jacqui, as
refurbishment
the
stage.
chair of your residents' association, are there any other particular issues that you
Yes,
wish to
our
raise
rent,
at this moment?
our rent and our service charges. People, let's tell these guys, right, we have received your message that we have to pay from January the 28th. We've also received your video, which I need, like, in terms of feedback, it basically says to us, right, you've taken the piss for long enough, get back in your houses, because them posh houses that we put you in, you're going to end up paying for them in June, and the rest of you who chose to stay, start paying now, right? That's all it says. It just says it in your own council way. Now, we would like to understand, as of June to now, what it is that you have improved, why you feel that whatever we weren't paying in June, we should be paying now. So if you can justify the services that you have put in place between June and now, which is why why we're getting value for money, okay, because we've got a boiler in the middle of our estate. For 40 years I've been walking through that estate, and to now I'm still walking to a point and I think, oh no, I have to climb this big wall and get over it. People with wheelchairs, I have to put them over tree roots to get around it, okay? Then I'm freezing when it's freezing because they've forgotten the fuel. Testerton have no gas, okay? Treadgold House, right, no, do you see what I mean? What is it, right, if you can justify which services you have actually improved, June or July, then we might consider it. But fair enough, we have a roof over our head, and we know that Treadgold House has had a bad deal from the beginning. You may need to compartmentalise these issues to look at them. Right, for Treadgold House, they've had no acknowledgement from the beginning, and they've been treated just like the rest of us. So you need to look at that as one case and what you're going to do for them. For Lancaster West and the walkways of Lancaster West, we have seen no improvement other than we've been able to get our repairs done because it's not TMO.
So Jacqui,
okay? Wait, no, Robert, stop! No. You're not right. You are the chair of this meeting, but it is our meeting. So let me finish talking to the man. Right? Wait, because we're going to write a full-page letter to this man. I now have the opportunity to give it to him. So just give me my time. Okay? Right? And so for Lancaster West, we want to know what it is that you feel is so much more value for money than was in July, August, or September, or October, or November, or December. Okay, right? So that is our main issue. Anyone else, quickly before I lose the floor?
There's a few, actually. At the Housing and Property Committee, a couple of days ago, the committee members there said that the fire report was defective. So why should we trust that as a statement where you're saying now that that building is fire safe? And do you really think that labelling the gas pipes with little stickers that say gas somehow make them safe? You know, what are these stickers made of? Is it flameproof, or is it, you know, is it something else? You know, I don't really think it is. People can't even buzz into the 300 sections of any of the blocks at the moment. The buzzers, and the buzzers don't work. The buzzers still don't work. So what about the covenant of quiet enjoyment, which I'm sure that you're aware of as a housing executive? And I can actually give you the case law, if you'd like it, that relates to that. It's a very old piece of case law from the 1800s. Here we go. It is a case... Oh, bugger, I've lost it now. Look, there we go. Yes, here we go. Dennett v. Atherton, 1872, when that was actually established, that what the covenant of quiet enjoyment actually was for the first time. And there have been several cases since. But basically, if people can't literally buzz people into their flats without having to go downstairs and meet them, if the heating and hot water systems still pack up intermittently, you know, and thankfully Steve is there because we can give him a buzz and actually get it fixed. You know, if there have to be fire safety marshals that are patrolling the building, if the gas pipes are still exposed, you know, if the rubbish chutes still don't work, what the hell, as Jacqui says, are we actually expected to be paying for at the moment?
Thanks, Drew. Can I go to Benny? Because Benny will add a few things here as well before I direct a question to officers. Benny, could you introduce yourself as well? So
Hi. Yeah, I'm Benazir Shari. I live in Teston Walk. I'm also a councillor. I just want to follow on from Jacqui and Joe's points. I don't understand why this is one problem like it, why there's painters and decorators in people's homes when people's homes don't have heating, don't have pipes, no double glazing, there's still debris falling into our homes, there's still dirt, my son still gets sick when we go home, I can't go home for that reason. We can still taste the tower, we know we're going to have refurbishments. Why have you commissioned, God knows how much money, for painters to come and lick a bit of paint when that's going to be changed anyway? And the piping needs to be changed, all the plumbing in the houses, there's floods and there's leaks in people's homes. There's all kinds of issues. I just wanted to carry on from that.
So can I focus these
We
into
can
questions?
the other issue, back to fire safety.
Can I focus them into questions? Because we haven't covered
Back to fire safety.
So
at the committee meeting, the Housing and Property one, quote, they said that the fire report was defective because, quote, it did not reflect the physical realities of missing fire doors and other fire safety defects evidenced and verified by members of that committee. So we're expected now to believe that these things are safe, and this is how come the rents can resume at the moment, because you know, oh, the building's safe now. When the Housing and Property Committee said a few days ago that that isn't the case, and that the report itself.
So can we go to your response now? I mean, obviously, thank you, Joe, and
is safety the only component?
thank you, Joe, Jacqui, and Benny for those contributions. Obviously, there's quite mixed signals there. We love Steve and we think he's doing a good thing, but there's a lot of things that still need to be done, and the way in which that question was framed by Jacqui is actually quite important. Why do we expect people to repay their payments and their rent when actually the state of the estate, according to numerous residents now, is not up to scratch?
Okay, so first of all, the waiver to the 28th of January was something that was sent out initially some months ago, and that's been the date that we were working to. Of course, if we're not delivering services effectively, and there are elements of the service charge of what we charge that shouldn't be because the services aren't reached there, then the discussion I need to have is with Steve about what service charge is appropriate, because we're not really paying.
But we had written to you and communicated to you with that, so you needed to have that conversation when we first started. I sat in a single forum with possibly yourself, I'm not sure, KTS, and Nick Hurd, etc., and we mentioned this, and you, Barry Quirk. And now we've come to this point where you're still telling us we have to pay. What it is, right, you're telling us we have to pay, right, we've given you clear reasoning why we believe we shouldn't pay. You've not come back with any clear reasoning why you think we should. Now we're saying because of these services, and we've told you about the heating, about the gas, about all sorts of reasons why we don't think we should pay, you've just come back and said we should pay. Why is it that you think we should pay? What is it that you think you're providing that is now more value for money? And that's what I'm saying. You can't, and this is what's happened in this disaster. You've come and tell us, well, this is it, and these are your choices, blah, blah, blah. And what you need to understand, as a community, we don't work under those conditions. Right? If we haven't shown you that from day one, then you really need to go back to the drawing board. We don't take any crap here. We need to understand exactly what is what. And what we want to know is what it is we are paying for that we didn't have in October, November, December, that you feel is now value for money, why we should reinstate those payments. Now, if you cannot voice or write or document those, then you need to look at what you're doing with us. And what I'm saying as well is, what is it you're taking into account? Because you're providing those services. Now, you were supposed to be providing those services eons ago, and the thing is, you were the people that were supposed to care about us and supposed to take our safety into account. You didn't, okay? Why is it that you think 7 months is okay? Why is it that you think 7 months is okay? You've had like 20 odd years of neglect, but you think 7 years is okay. You need to go back, review and reconsider that based on facts and what it is you're providing. Do you know what? Forget that. They left us to die for 20 odd years or however. How dare you give us 7 months?
That's true.
So, Jacqui. So, Barry, could I ask for a response from officers? Because obviously people have raised questions. And then I had Eddie, and then I had Barry. So,
If you don't got tables, you've got the forum. This lady has to go.
No, I know.
She may
I know,
never
I'm-
get out boring. And we are speaking about what we got to say.
Sorry, I'm going to say it, yeah?
Say it, girl,
Right.
say it.
Everybody here is a victim, okay?
I'm not a victim. I'm a survivor and I'm a fighter.
When I say that, in the word victim, I'm a victim because I've been affected by this fire. Everybody's been affected by the fire. There are survivors that are affected. And right now, they can sue, everybody here can sue the council, the TMO. You are
all core participants.
Okay? Everybody here, you are eligible to sue. Finish. Okay?
thank you, Barry. And Eddie, you were trying, before we do it, to answer everything.
Come and see me if you want to know how to.
You want to sit there, Eddie?
Come on, take my seat, man. I'm finished. I've said enough. It's not the Jacqui show.